Over the last few days, we've been in contact with a lot of religious leaders throughout the state, both in the Christian and Jewish communities, and we wanted to discuss with them their plans for these upcoming events, both Passover and Easter. And our message is basically, adhere to social distancing guidelines. I think what a lot of churches have done in terms of online services, some have even done outdoors where people just stay in their car. I think that they've been innovative, and I think that that'll ultimately be something that matters a lot to people. But we also pointed out the risk of having, a packed gathering right now, given what we're going through. In fact, you look at different parts around the country, there have been different events, such as, I was talking to the Georgia governor. They had a big funeral, and that really spread throughout the folks there. So it would be a potential to have a super spreader, and that would eventually have really serious health consequences to folks. So we want people during this time to be spiritually together, but to remain socially distant. Please keep God close, but please keep COVID-19 away. And we appreciate all the cooperation that we've had with people throughout the state of Florida. As many of you know, this virus has rocked the economic foundations of our state and our country. An unprecedented number of Floridians have been seeking help through the Florida Department of Economic Opportunities Reemployment Assistance Program. From August of 2018 to February 2020, the contact center took a total of 2.3 million calls. DEO received 3.8 million calls just last week. That dramatic increase in call volume has prevented people from being able to connect to DEO, and then the flood to the website couldn't even handle it. So we're in a situation where people have lost their jobs, they're looking for relief, and they were having a lot of difficulty. Some people were on this site. It was timing out. You'd go hours and hours upon end, and it was just totally unacceptable. If you have like a single mother who no longer has a job, she's got to worry about how the rent's going to be paid, how food is going to be put on the table, and we want this system to be accessible to people so that they have a way to do it, and it's responsive. And so we needed to change this. And so last week, I directed even more resources, all hands on deck approach to be able to get this in the right direction. And so over the last part of last week in through the weekend, we've had employees from DEO and DMS working around the clock to be able to make progress. And the major problem with the website, there's problems with how it was designed that's been pointed out, but that's not really the problem that we face. We just faced a capacity issue. So I had DEO and DMS bring in 72 new servers. They had to go in the middle of the night, bring them up from Orlando to put it in to increase capacity for the website. So the system can now handle up to 120,000 simultaneous connections by individuals filing claims. Recently, we've been in the 40 to 60,000 connection range. Before these servers, that was causing huge stress. The website actually would be down more than half the time. It would take 7 seconds just to connect through. That may have been okay in 1996, but not in 2020. So the capacity has improved, and then when the system was designed, you usually build in redundancies to these things. And so there was a redundancy built in so that if the system went down, the backup would take hold and people could still use it. Well, turns out that redundancy, the backup, was never actually connected to the system. So last night, they were able to actually connect the backup to the system. And so that also gives an added protection. So over 62,000 people filed claims last night by 10 p.m. when the site went down for maintenance. The previous week, that was just 17,000. And yes, the demand's probably gone up, but the reason there was only 17,000 is because people were having a tough time getting on. The site was down more than it was even up at given times. And so the fact that that's been able to increase, they used to have the latency on the website used to be as high as 72 seconds. Now it's less than 1 second, and it's been up consistently, which is what we want to do.